It is Tuesday, fresh out the shower. Your boy is clean, shaved. Taco meat is off of my body. Finally. I don't know about you men out there, but I can't have hair on my chest. This shit itches, it irritates my skin, and it looks disgusting. There's no reason why we should be having hair on our chest. It makes us sweat more. And I don't care about you super alpha males that love to feel manly all the time. It's a useless piece of hair on your body. That's just my opinion. It makes you stink. It makes you funky. Shave that shit when you get the opportunity. But enough about that. As I continue my reflection walk, you know what I enjoy with my life is being able to come out of my garage and the first things that I see are these. See that? Now, you might look at it like, hey, you are so superficial. There's more to life than, luxury cars or just having vehicles, period. But for me, coming from the dynamics that I come from, the school of hard knocks, getting it out the mud, I always feel a sense of accomplishment and appreciation. Because when you get it out the mud, you come from the bottom. You had to go against every single odds that was against you. If it's family members, friends, whoever it may be, you always get to reflect and think about your accomplishments, especially the day before you go to work. See, from a head of household, provider, male, leader, single father perspective, the day before I go to work, I'm sharpening my sword. And I know you're like, what do you mean by sharpening your sword? Sharpening my sword, I'm finding chinks in my armor, patching them up, because tomorrow I have to go out there and fight the world in order for me to earn. Now, what does it mean for me to go fight the world? It means that I got to get up on time. I got to train before I go to work. I got to get my Wednesday morning thoughts off. I got to start getting mentally prepared for whenever I go into the office and deal with whatever happens at work. A lot of people do not do that. A lot of people dread going to work. They dread having to punch that clock. This is why they rely on government assistance so much, because they don't want to pull themselves up from their bootstraps. They don't want to have to sit there and make certain sacrifices in life in order to provide for themselves, their family, whoever that they are in charge of taking care of. But me, that's not the case. It's never going to be the case. I am okay with having to fight the world to earn resources and bring them back home so my son doesn't have to worry about anything. My lady doesn't have to worry about anything. Hell, she's inside the house chilling, catching up on Chainsaw Man because we're going to go see that on Thursday. And life is just blissful. But in order to provide that environment, us men, me and you, we have to go out there and we have to go fight each and every day. Even on your days off, you're going to continue to have to fight because you have to make decisions on a regular basis and do what's in the best interest of the people that you are in charge of taking care of, the ones that are, under your covering. And you have to be okay with that. It's never going to stop, guys. No matter how old your children get, no matter how long you've been with your woman, you still have a responsibility to them to make sure that you provide and you protect for them. And if you have an issue with that, then just be single, be an incel. Don't worry about, carrying on your legacy, spreading it far and wide as far as your seed is concerned. Just do you. But you cannot complain about when you are on your deathbed and nobody else is going to be around there to see you off, all right? Tuesday content starts right now. Good day, good people. It's AT Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, today I am in a fantastic mood for some sort of reason. I don't know if it's because I am extremely motivated to get this work week started, even though it's going to be a long one. I'll be working over 50 hours. Or it could be because since I'm working over 50 hours this week, that check is just going to be amazing. We are running into the holiday season. I'm trying to do a lot of things with my son, with my lady, all three of us together as a family dynamic. And I'm just looking forward to it. But in order for me to fund these things, your boy got to work. I got to make money. I got to earn money. I want to make sure that I'm able to purchase the gifts and just seeing a smile on their faces when they open them up. I don't know if it's just me being more mature now, being more selfless now, but I don't care about people giving me gifts. I appreciate it, but it's not a big deal to me because I can just go buy whatever I want. I like giving. That's just what we do. That's what men do. I think once you become a functional man, you understand what your role is on this planet in your household. You just know that you have to give and you become okay with it. It doesn't bother you at all. You'll give your lady or your kid your last dollar if you need to, and you won't even feel anything about it, but just a sense of accomplishment and achievement that you're able to provide and add value into their lives. And I don't know, that's just how I'm feeling. Maybe I'm just in a positive mood because life is just good. I don't have any stresses or anything that I'm dealing with. Money is in the bank. I don't have to pay for unnecessary expenses for a change because that's what I've been doing damn near all year. So you get to a point to where you're just like, you know what? I've gone to war on a consistent basis, and now it's a time of peace, and I can sit back, reflect. I can appreciate everything that I've gone through, as far as hardships are concerned or the stresses of the world. And now that things are at a calm state, I can sit back and just take a breather before things get crazy again, because I got peak season coming up next month. So it's going to be wild. So these next couple of weeks, I'm going to take the time to just enjoy life. And we all need to do that from time to time. We got to take a step back, get a breather, enjoy the journey, enjoy the experiences, because life is short. It really is. And we have to always stay conscious of that. Tomorrow is never promised to anybody. So as long as we're doing the right things and we're, at the right place at the right time and not at the wrong place at the wrong time, you should be able to enjoy life. But don't walk around being negative. Even when times are hard, there's times of turmoil and, stress and things go wrong. Don't take it out on nobody. Just understand it's just another chapter in your book of life that you can sit back, and once things are in a peaceful state, you can either laugh about it. You can pat yourself on the back that you were able to navigate through those situations and come out unscathed. And even if you carry scars and they're still on you, well, guess what? That's another story that you can tell your kids, your friends, family, whoever it is, that you've gone through something and you survived it. All right. Well, I have to get my dialogue kicked off. My little rants, my freestyle thoughts is what, I'm going to call it freestyle thoughts. Yeah. Freestyle thoughts when I, get this going, man. So it's Tuesday though. And you know why we are here. We are on the richest man who ever lived, King Solomon's Secret to Success, Wealth, and Happiness. And we are still on chapter 5, and this is part 3. And the chapter is titled The Key That Opens Any Door. Now, last week we talked about how your communication can save or take a life. Your communication can bring the light to others. Your communication can infuse life into a person's spirit. And now this week we are going to talk about Solomon's keys to communication. All right. So Solomon's keys to maximize the power of our communication seems like common sense at first glance, but they are anything but common today. Now, there are 8 of these keys of communication. So we're going to start off with 1. Speak in such a way that you make others want to listen. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge acceptable, but the mouth of fools sprouts folly, okay? Now, that's Proverbs 15:2. Now, most people think speaking means simply saying whatever they feel like saying. People say what they think or feel regardless if it's a valid or appropriate. But when you want someone to embrace and understand what you are trying to convey, you need to communicate it in a way that makes it palatable. Now, this took me a very, very long time to master because I'm a straight shooter. I'm a very blunt person. I tell it like it is, and I don't really care about people's feelings like that, to be honest with you. It's not a priority. The priority is making sure that they get the valuable information or the point of view that I have for them that can help them in their everyday lives. Now, yeah, it shot me in the foot a lot because it's gotten rejected because of the way that I was conveying my message. I might have come off stronger than I should, and I could have, toned it down a little bit as far as my volume and not sound so aggressive. So I had to work on that a lot in order to get my point across and for people to listen to me, okay? So this is one thing that you should do if you are one of those blunt people and you want to help, a loved one out. You might be talking to your kids. Start off giving them a compliment first, right? Give them a compliment and say, listen, you are a very intelligent person, but this decision that you're making is not the best one. You are smarter than that. You can make a very, you can make a better decision than this. And I think that if you make this particular decision, that'll help out as far as conveying your message. All right. Now, 2, learn to become persuasive. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth and adds persuasiveness to his lips. And that's Proverbs 16:23. Now, the Hebrew word Solomon uses for teaches in this proverb means to instruct or thoughtfully guide, meaning don't talk every time you feel like talking. Instead, take control of what you say. Learn to speak and when not to, and think before you speak. Now, for me, at any social setting, unless I'm one of the regulars or something like that, if I'm at the cigar lounge, and even if I'm at the cigar lounge sometimes, I don't say much of anything because I'm trying to get the temperature of the room. If I'm in a new setting, the first thing that I'm looking at is who is the idiot, right? And it's usually the loudmouth, wannabe macho guy that, has some sort of an insecurity and they're masking it by just being obnoxious. Now, the smart ones are the ones that are tucked away, they chilling, they vibing. They'll say certain things here and there, but the things that they're saying is powerful, it's knowledgeable. You can tell that they have a lot of experience and a wealth of knowledge. They're very smart. And that's the role that I typically play in most social settings. I don't say much anything. I'm trying to figure out who this person is, and me going out there being super expressive, it really goes against me as a man and as a person and even my personality. All right. Well, the second half of the proverb, Solomon tells us to add persuasiveness to our speech. This doesn't mean to manipulate people. It means to present your point of view in a clear and compelling way to motivate them to do what you believe is in their best interest. Now, salespeople have this down pat because whenever you go look for a car, or if you got the Frontier Spectrum people at Walmart that try to stop you to get you to buy their product, they have to sell it to you. They have to make you think that it's something that you actually need and that they can give you a better deal that you currently have. And the real successful salespeople, that's why they're super successful, because they can speak to you in a way to convince you to buy something that you need or that you really don't need. All right. So we're moving on to 3, listen before speaking. He that answers a matter before he hears it, it is folly and shame unto him. Proverbs 18:13. Now, You need to let people finish telling their story or make their point. And we all are guilty of cutting people off, not allowing them to finish. And even as a parent, I'm going to be honest with y'all, we tend to cut our children off when they are, hip to finding something that we already know, whether it's like a video game, a movie that they've seen that came out a long time ago. And we have to pretend that we have no idea what happened in the movie, even though we've seen it. Okay, so like Home Alone, we've all seen Home Alone. We grew up watching Home Alone, but these, Gen Z kids and I don't know, Gen Alpha, I think that's what my son is. They're starting to get, acclimated to Home Alone and the old school Christmas movies. And we have to act like we have no idea what happened in the movie so they can at least tell the story. Okay. Now, 4, be slowly to speak and guard your words carefully. Do you see a man who is hasty in his word? There is more hope for a fool than for him. And that's Proverbs 29:20. Now, the reason why Solomon is so repetitive and instant about this is because he sat in the company of many who pretended to be wise, but whose words exposed them as fools. We have to remember, once words leave our mouths, we can't retract them. In Proverbs 13:3, he writes, the one who guards his mouth preserves his life. And that is a 1000% fact. I have been in situations where tension was escalated, right? And, you got your homeboys that are hot-headed and you got to tell them to calm the hell down or shut the hell up before you escalate the situation even more. And it could cause you your life or cause you your freedom, right? Or cost you your life or cost you your freedom. And I literally have been in a multitude of those situations, and calm heads prevail at the end of the day. And the priority is to make it home alive and safe. And sometimes if you do not have the leverage, you got to back down. If they got the jump on you, you got to calm the situation down to where nobody gets hurt. And that's the mentality that I still have and that I had back in the day when I was outside like that. So you got to monitor, your words and your actions, because things could go from here all the way up to here, and then you can't take back what action happens after that. But if you have a calm head and okay, when and when not to shut up, then you got to utilize that. All right. Now, 5, never tear others down, rather build them up. It's easy to say things that are cutting and hurtful to others. We try to rationalize it in most times, but there is nothing innocent about it. That's exactly what Solomon means in Proverbs 12:18. When people say we're cutting people down with words, a wise man or woman use words to build others up, heal their wounds, and fortify their self-esteem. Now, even when you have a heated argument with a loved one, right? Whether it's your kid, your significant other, your mom, your brother, it doesn't matter who it is. You cannot look at them as an enemy at that point. Maybe y'all just have a huge disagreement with something, but what you don't want to do is use the information that you have on them and turn it into a weapon and use it to hurt them. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have done that before, but that doesn't mean that it's right. Even if they disrespect you in a sort of way, what I do is I just stop talking to them. I don't confront them because I know I have a sharp tongue. I can hit you where it hurts, right? I can break your spirit and your soul, but that's not the type of time that I'm on right now. My life is good and I don't want that negative energy around me. So if somebody is saying things that are disrespectful towards me from a distance, then I'm just not going to talk to them no more. I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to act like they don't exist and I'm going to continue living a phenomenal life. All right. Now, 6. Stop while you are ahead. When there are many words, transgressions is unavoidable, but he who restrains his lips is wise. And that is Proverbs 10:19. It's better to get your point across as quickly as possible because you can risk saying something foolish. Proverbs 17:28 says, even a fool is considered wise when he keeps silent. And he who makes a strong point with only a few words is highly esteemed by those around him. All right, that's basically self-explanatory. Stop talking so much. Make sure that your message is clear and concise and get to the point before you say something dumb. Now, 7, share genuine wisdom. The mouth of the just brings forth wisdom, and that's Proverbs 10:31a. When someone genuinely has something worthwhile to say, Solomon encourages them to say it. Now, this is why we appreciate our elders so much, because they've lived on this planet longer than we have. They have a wealth of knowledge, and talking to them is like a glimpse into the past. And I don't know about you guys, but I had grandparents and great-grandparents, and I would love to listen to their stories that they had and telling me about how they grew up in the era that they did. And also, being Black, it lets me appreciate that I don't have to go through the same things that they went through. I didn't have to go through Jim Crow. I didn't have to go through segregation. I didn't have to go through, a whole bunch of, racism and any of those type of things. But when you have information and you've lived extended period of time on this earth, you do get knowledge, you do get wisdom, and that you must share that with the next generation. Do not hoard all of the information to yourself. Share it. All right. And now we're on to the last one. Always speak truthfully. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. And that is Proverbs 10:18. Now, lies cost. Lies cost money. Lies cost reputation. Lies cost relationships. It costs you more to lie than to tell the truth. Because when you tell the truth, guess what? It is a foundation for having a level of integrity. Even if the truth does not sound good, it is better to tell it, but you got to message it in a way to where it doesn't seem like you're lying or you're being, so exaggerated with your words. Tell the truth no matter what. Nobody wants to be looked at as a liar because nobody will be able to trust you. So always make sure that you do that. All right. Well, that is it for this week. We got to finish off the rest of chapter 5 next week, and we will, so we can move on to chapter 6. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget, get your Revita from DS Labs. Hey, if you thinning at top, this is the product that you need, okay? It will restore your hair. It'll make it fuller. It'll add moisture to it. It's just a good product. The shampoo and conditioner, I highly recommend. Make sure you go out there and get it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.
Feel like they tryna box me in, so I keep a small circle around me, so fuck friends, I kept it real out the gate, these other cats pretend,